Chapter 10, Section 4 is surface area of prisms and cylinders, and we start out with some definitions. Lateral means side, so a lateral face is a face that is not one of the bases. So I'm going to say face that is not a base. The lateral edge is an edge that is not on the base. With a right prism, all of your faces are rectangles. So with a right prism, all of your faces are rectangles. And with an oblique prism, your faces are parallelograms. The altitude is the perpendicular segment that joins the bases. That joins the bases. Altitude is the perpendicular segment that joins the bases. And the surface area is the total area of all of the surfaces. Total area of all of the surfaces. For a lateral area of a right prism, we're going to say the perimeter times the height. So you take the perimeter of this base and then you multiply it by the height. And the surface area is that lateral area, and then you add two bases. So the lateral area is the side, and then the surface area is that lateral area plus the two bases. And if you have a cube, your edge lengths are all the same. So you would have length times width, side times side, which is side squared. And then there are 6 of those, so it would be 6s squared. Example 1, we are asked to find the lateral area and surface area of this prism. So for lateral area, we do perimeter times the height. To get the perimeter, we will do 8 plus 6 plus 8 plus 6, which will be the perimeter, and the height will be 12. And multiplying that, 8 plus 6 plus 8 plus 6 is 28, times 12 is 336 centimeters squared. Now for our total surface area, we have to add the lateral area that we have, and then we need to add two bases. So plus 2, 8 times 6. So 336 plus 2 times 8 plus 6 is 432 centimeters squared. Next one, for our lateral area, we do the perimeter times the height. Now the base is a hexagon, so there are 6 sides. Each of those is 6 meters long, and the height is 10. So 6 times 6 is 36, times 10 is 360 meters squared. For our total surface area, we take that lateral area and then we add the bases. Now in this case, there's 2 bases. In this case, our base is a hexagon. So to find the area of that, we need to do 1/2 the apothem times the perimeter. We can get the perimeter, which is 36. To find the apothem, 360 divided by 6 is 60. And I'm going to draw half of that. This is 30. Half of your side length is 3. So you have a tangent question to do. Tangent of 30 equals 3 over x. From there, we do 3 divided by the tangent of 30, and we're going to call that 5.2. So our apothem is 5.2. Then we do 1/2 the apothem times perimeter. The area of the base is 93.6. And then we have 2 of those bases that we put into this formula. So we have 360 plus 2 times 93.6, and our total surface area is 547.2 meters squared. For our lateral area and lateral area of a cube, we're going to do the perimeter. The base is a square. All 4 side lengths are 8. So 32, and the height will also be 8. So 32 times 8 is 256 for our lateral area. And our surface area of a cube is a special case. It's 6 times side squared. Side is a square, so all of those squares are the same. So that is 6 times 8 squared, and that ends up being 384. On our next page of notes, the lateral area of a surface is the side. It's this curved surface right here that connects the bases. So your lateral area is your curved surface that connects the bases. The axis of a cylinder is kind of like this, that orange pencil. It is the segment with the end points at the center of the bases. Segment with the end points at the center of the bases. A right cylinder, your base is perpendicular to that axis, and in an oblique cylinder, the base is not perpendicular to the axis. And I'm going to try to sketch an oblique cylinder. It's kind of slanted off to the side. Our formula for lateral area is 2 pi RH. Well, 2 times radius is the same as diameter times pi times height, whichever formula you prefer. And then the surface area, I'm going to use that diameter times pi times h. And then for the total surface area, you have 2 circles, so plus 2 pi r squared. Starting out with our formula for lateral area, I'm going to have diameter times pi times height. Your diameter in this case is 2 times pi, and your height is 5. 2 times 5 is 10. And I'm just going to leave that as 10 pi square meters. Now for our total surface area, we take that lateral area and then we add 2 pi times radius squared. Well, the radius is half of the diameter, which is 1. So that will be 10 pi plus 2 pi, which would be 12 pi meters squared. Example B asks us to find a cylinder with the circumference of 24 pi and a height equal to 3 times the radius. Well, circumference is pi times diameter. So circumference is 24 pi. So if that is pi times diameter, we divide both sides by pi. That tells us our diameter is 24. The radius would be half of that, which is 12. And in this example, it says the height is 3 times that. So 3 times 12 is 36. And once we know those formulas, we can start to substitute in. Lateral area is diameter times pi times height. So 24 times pi times 36. 24 times 36 is 864 pi centimeters squared. And our surface area then is the lateral area plus 2 of the bases. So 864 pi plus 2 pi r squared, which becomes 864 pi plus 2 times pi times 12 squared, which becomes 864 pi plus 288 pi. And when you add those together, you get 1,152 pi centimeters squared. The next one, find the lateral area and surface area of a cylinder with a base area of 49. Area is pi r squared. So we have pi r squared equals 49 pi. Divide both sides by pi, and your radius equals 7. That means your diameter is 14, and the height is twice the radius, so the height will also be 14. So finding the lateral area, we have diameter times pi times height. So 14 times pi times 14, which is 196 pi centimeters squared. To find the total surface area, we take that lateral area and then we add 2 of the bases, so 2 pi r squared, which becomes 196 pi plus 98 pi, and you end up with 294 pi centimeters squared. And we have one more page here. Finding the surface area of composite three-dimensional figures. So if we find the total surface area of this one, we will have perimeter, which is 24 plus 16 plus 24 plus 16. So our perimeter is 80 and the height is 20. So lateral area is 1600. And then we need to add the two bases. So for the total surface area, we will have 1600 plus 2 times 24 times 16. 1600 plus 2 times 24 times 16. And the total surface area there is 2,368. However, we've got this circle taken out of the top and this circle taken out of the bottom. So from that answer, we are going to subtract 2 times pi times 4 squared. This is the total surface area, and we're subtracting those two circles. So 2 times pi times 4 squared. And now we are at 2,267.52. So we took the total surface area, subtracted those two circles, but now that lateral area, this part right here on the inside, we need to add that. So we need to add the circumference, which is diameter, which is 8 times pi. So that's the circumference of the circle times the height, which will be 20. Circumference times height gives us lateral area. So we take that 2267.52, and then we are going to add 8 times pi times 20, and we end up with 2,769.92. One more time, we found the lateral area, subtracted the two circles, and then we added this lateral area right here. Example B,